Yeah, no, I think there's still room to go on that. It's one thing sort of having the data, having the systems to collect um, and work with that data. That's one part, and Excel can play its role there. When it comes to I guess data-based decision making versus gut feel, I think I actually feel that's come a long way. So if I think back 20 years to the types of conversations that I was hearing, in retailers or participating in weekly trade meetings and so on, and some pretty big decisions that were being made, strategic decisions. Back then, I definitely found myself scratching my head a little bit and going, that's a big decision to have made on, I'm not sure what data. I kind of feel like that was a real bold gut decision. And I'm not saying those are wrong or don't have their place. They do. And I think, some incredible results have actually been achieved with someone just going, I'm backing myself. I see an opportunity or I see a gap and I'm just going after it. So I'm not having a knock at that stuff. But just, more your sort of your everyday trade and decision making and so on. I think there's two big shifts that have happened there probably. One is just a practical thing, which is overall technological advancement. Data's easier to get than it used to be. It's cheaper to store by a long way than it used to be. There's more choice about how to access it and manipulate it because of all the technologies and software and so on that have become available. So I think all of that really enables more database decision making and makes it. I always say if you want people to do the right thing, make it easy for them to do it. If you don't want people to litter, put rubbish bins where people are likely to have stuff to throw away, and then they'll do the right thing. So I feel like it's a little bit of that kind of dynamic with the data is it's become more accessible and all of those things so people access it more and use it more. Alongside that as well, I think because it's progressed on a personal level, it just becomes more familiar and natural. So, we're all used to working with a device. We're used to a level of AI associated with our personal lives. And even things like the term, I'll Google it, tells you that people have an automatic response to, I'll go and get the right information to make a choice or to make a decision. So I think all of those practicalities just naturally have supported a move to more database decision making. And then I think beyond that, there's a culture that's been probably driven through e-commerce a lot. And again, that's me sitting in my planning seat. I feel like before, when planning people have wanted to talk about data and using data for decision making, that it's been a little bit of a yawn fest and oh my goodness, are you people going to start talking numbers again? Whereas I feel like Ecomm were the cool kids that came in and started talking about data and metrics that probably felt a little bit more accessible and that people could understand more easily, could relate to a little bit more easily, started to value, follow, appreciate, and that's opened the door a little bit, which has meant planning can sort of sneak in while it's open and have more of those sorts of conversations. And I think that's been the groundswell to more database decision making.